Welcome to another MechWorks PDM quick introduction video. Today we're going to look at searching for your documents and data. My name is Glenn and I'll be your presenter today. It has been noted that organizations without a PDM spend 1.5 to 5 hours a day searching for their documents and data. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the MechWorks PDM, and we're going to start off inside the MechWorks PDM browser, where managers and non-CAD users are likely to do most of their searching. And then we'll look at searching within the actual 3D CAD system itself. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the MechWorks PDM. Here the user has the MechWorks PDM browser open, and this is seamlessly integrated with the 3D CAD system. And the first methods of searching the user is going to use are ones that a non-CAD user would use as well as a CAD user. And we're going to start off down here with the quick search menu. And if the user was to go ahead and right mouse select on here, it's going to present the user with all the previous search criteria that they have used. And for instance, the user would go in here, select one of these, and that will provide the search on that criteria. And then obviously with this, the user could go through and visualize each document, get information on those different documents. If we go down here, we can see that it has 234 documents that it found under that search criteria. Now the next thing is a multiple string. So for instance, down here in the binocular area, they could enter that and select the binoculars, and then that will give them a different list. And obviously with this list, again, they could look through them, and we can go to the end here, and you can see that narrowed that down from the previous list to just 27 documents. Now what they also could do with this is go ahead and add to this multiple string, and we'll say bolt, select the binoculars, and then that narrowed it down to just 3 items. Now again, with any of these items, they could go in here, they could get a visualization of it, they could check it in, check it out, do whatever they need to do with the documents that they found. And the next thing we want to look at in the quick search down here would be an exact string. This is when you exactly know what it is you're looking for. So for instance, the user could enter and then select the binoculars, and that will give them a list of the different documents are here. And again, this time if we look at it, it gave us 17 documents. So now what the user could do is actually add to this and do a search, and that narrowed it down to the document that that user is looking for. The next method the user is going to use is the filter here. So we'll select this, and we're going to add in here a description, then do the search, and that'll present the user with the documents that match that criteria. So one of the things the user could do with this result is actually create a working set. So the user could select all these, and we'll go right mouse select and select working set, and it will say here create a working set. And just real quickly, what a working set is just a group of records that may or may not have something in common, but the user perhaps wants to print them all or modify all in one go, or say perhaps something to do with the workflow or whatever. And we'll look at that a little bit later on, but we've created that working set here. Now the next method we're going to look at here is in the events menu over here. And what this is, it's a collection of shortcuts that the administrator could append if they want to, or could create other search criteria shortcuts and add them into here as well. And the most common one used is this, the event log browser. So we're going to select that, and that will present the user with this event log browser. And the first thing the user could do here is help narrow this down into different groups. So for instance, could select this user here, drag it up there, and then this will group the information in here under the different users. If we go to the top here, we can see that this is user Bill, this is user Dorf. Then I could also go in here and perhaps add and group this some more by putting the event date up there. And then on top of that, what the user could do is actually add a filter to this. And then again, the user could go down here, perhaps find one of the documents that they're looking for and view the record of that particular document. And there it is. And with this, see the ID information on the files, where it's stored, who created, when they created, and get all that information at their fingertips there. Okay, so the next method of searching we're going to look at is the advanced filter. Now with this, the user can start entering information or selecting information that helps narrow down the search for the exact document or documents that they're looking for. So first of all, they could go into here and select the type of document. So if they know the exact type of the document, whether it's a CAD file or Excel, Word, whatever, they could immediately narrow down that search. But we're going to leave it at all types. The next thing they could do is select the state of the document. And in this case, we're going to select My Documents in Checkout. They could then also go in here and select exactly which projects they want to do a search on. I only have a few projects here, but obviously in the real world, you could have many projects. And then what the user would do is add a condition. And here, very simply, they could go in here and say, okay, I want to go and select a creation date, and then go over here and say is between, and then select some dates. So we'll go back here, and we'll go to here, and we can select search. And that will present the user with all the documents that meet that criteria. And then what they could do is actually then add some further information to narrow this search down, because right now there's 27 documents in there. Perhaps the next search they do will add another condition, and here you have and or, and we're going to leave it at and right now, and we're going to say the ID contains, and then we'll do the search. And then that narrowed it down to some more documents. And what the user could do at this stage, actually select one of these documents, and we'll go back to our working set, and we're going to add that to that working set that we just made earlier. So we're going to say append that to that existing working set. And you can see that added that to that working set. And we'll look at that some more in a minute. But you'll notice here that with this and, if we change this and we go or, and then we do a search, it's going to have everything. If we go to the and, it's just going to have those few documents that we narrowed it down to. So we go over here to the working sets. Here's the one that we created with the added document. And what the user can do here is select any one of these documents, could then go to the working set, and here the user could edit a document record. So for instance, in here, we go to the properties, we can go to the material and select the material that we want. There we go, and select OK. And that added that material in there, and we'll select OK. And this is saying to the user, okay, so you're adding this material to all of these documents. Do you want to continue? Say yes, and then that will add those to all those documents. So we can go to any one of these now and look at its record card and go to the properties. We can see it added that material to all of them. So that's why, when you create one of these working sets, it allows you to do some action to all the ones that you grouped in that working set. If you go over to this working set tab here and you go right mouse select and you go to the previous working sets that you may have created, you will see those as well. Okay, so the next thing the user is going to do here is actually open up a document, and we're going to go to this one, and we're going to look at the searches inside of the 3D CAD system. What it's going to do here is we'll just quickly move this up a bit so we can see this. And the first method of search you're going to look is over here, and this works the same as the quick search. So the user could go into here, find a previous search that they've done, perhaps the screw here, and then they could go down here and get a visualization of each one of these documents until they find the one they're looking for. And we'll say this one. They can actually pick that up and drag and drop that into the assembly and put it where it needs to go. So this is a way of quickly finding what you're looking for and adding that to the document. And just like with the quick search, you could go in here and do searches based on other criteria that you want to do. So now the next search the user is going to do is using a filter. So we'll go to the ribbon here, which has been added by the MechWorks PDM integration. The next method we're going to look at here is this filter. And this is the same as the advanced filter inside the MechWorks PDM browser. So of course you could go in here, you could select the type of document that you're looking for, the state of that document, and then you could just start adding conditions. So within here, we could say go down to here, go to the ID contains, say 55, do a search, and that will give you all those documents that meet that criteria. And just like in the advanced filter in the browser, the user could go in here and continue adding conditions till they find the exact document that they're looking for. The next method that we're going to search in here is using categories. So let's open this real quickly. And here the user can search by categories. And categories can be generated by your administrator so that each part that you have or you're creating or document could match the category. So for instance, in this case, the user has machine parts, and then the user could select one of these. We'll say bolt, and then you have a selection of different bolts that the user could select. And you can see that it's narrowing down the search as we go. And if we go back here real quickly, we can select the spacer, and there you have a selection of different spacers that the user could search on. So this is a very quick and easy way of categorizing your parts and then using those categories to quickly find the parts that you need to use or have. And just like any other search in here, the user could go ahead and open it, add it to a working set, do whatever they need to do, view the record card, and see the information that goes with those documents. And you see actually this document that we selected is actually an inventor file. So we just select OK there. And we can close that. So that real quickly is the searching tools inside of the MechWorks PDM. We looked at the ones inside of the MechWorks PDM browser, which are used by non-CAD users and CAD users, and we looked at the search tools available while you're actually inside the CAD system. So let's just go back to the PowerPoint now and finish up this presentation. I want to thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, please just let us know. We would welcome the opportunity to provide a full product demonstration specifically to your organization's needs. Just give us a call, 1-800-573-6183, extension 701. Or you can shoot us an email at sales@na-ips.com. See us online, www.na-ips.com. And until next time, this is Glenn. Goodbye.